Elizabeth is very old. Now, we don't know exactly how old she is, but there is extra biblical sources that state that she is roughly 88 years old. Could you imagine the stress of an 88-year-old woman who becomes pregnant? That has got to be stressful. I was 45 when little man was born, and I was stressed about that. So I can only imagine. And then we have Mary, who is extremely young in our culture today. She is roughly between the ages of 14 and 16 years old when she gets married to Joseph. And she is pregnant for the first time. And the father is not her husband, Joseph. And of course, we get to view these facts about Mary from the outside of the situation. We know what the outcome of this is. We know who her son truly is. But let's look at it from the perspective of actually being there at that time in that culture. You know, let's say a 14, 16-year-old girl today, she becomes pregnant and it's God's baby. What's going to happen in society around her? Number one, she's going to be told that she's a liar. She's going to be told that she has a mental health problem. She's going to be told a whole lot of other things, and she's not going to be accepted into the situation. Let's look at it from the perspective of the culture in the first century Israel. And the best way to view first century Israel is look at how Muslims live today. It's almost identical. I'll give you an example. In the same situation in the first century culture, she is perceived as being shameful to her family, shameful to her husband. She is a cheater. She is a liar. And the punishment for this activity is divorce and public stoning. If Joseph chose to divorce Mary, she would have been killed in public for being pregnant outside of her marriage. Mary gets a visit from Gabriel, and then she leaves town. She leaves town and she goes to her cousin Elizabeth's house because she knows that Elizabeth is very old and pregnant and she's going to need some help. And so she goes out there. The baby in Elizabeth's womb, John the Baptist, leaps for joy at just the sound of Mary's voice.